Welcome, everybody. We are so excited to be here. Um, this is Educational Technology with Keller ISD. My name is Misty Shea, and I'm joined by my two colleagues. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Christy Harold.
Hi, I'm Sandy Fant.
And we're really excited to be here today for our first Kickstart Your Learning of the year about Canvas hacks. We have cheat codes for efficiency. We want to make sure that Canvas is working for you and your students, and you're not spending a lot of time in there and just some things that can just make life a little bit easier. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Today, in order to get your SBEC credit, we need you to unlock the chat. So you're going to chat away, answer our questions. But before you do that, if you've never joined us before, you might not have the chat feature showing on the right side. So we're going to kind of walk you through getting that chat to be on the right side so that you can participate.
Okay, so like Misty said, if you don't see a chat on the right side, then I need you to follow two simple clicks and maybe three. I think I need my counting lesson for the afternoon. Three simple clicks, and we'll get your chat set up so that you can tell us you're here and we can get that credit to you after the event. So on your screen in the top right, you should have a profile circle. On YouTube, typically our profile circles are whited out. We're not sure why that problem happens, but you'll see the profile circle there, but you just won't see your typical image inside it. If you'll go ahead and click it, right underneath your name and your email address, it will say create a channel, just like you see in the slides. Once you click create a channel, it'll go to another screen where you're going to see, again, a whited out profile circle, your name and a handle that it assigned you. Don't get stuck on the handle unless you're going to become a YouTuber, but probably you're not going to become a YouTuber in your Keller ISD account. So accept the handle that's there and just click create channel. Once you do that, you may need to refresh the page or even type in the link again, which is www.kellerisd.net/kickstart, KIC start. So I'm going to repeat those steps one more time. We have lots of new teachers in Keller ISD, Misty and Sandy. So if you've never joined us for a YouTube Live, your chat may not show. If it doesn't, go ahead and click in the profile circle in the top right, click create a channel, then click create channel again. And again, you might need to refresh or return to the link that we gave you. That should open up your YouTube channel and you should see now a chat window to be able to chat with us. And that's how we'll give credit, the people or the names that we see in the chat.
Awesome. So go ahead and introduce yourself in the chat. Let us know who you are and what school you're coming from. And if you're out of district, even more exciting, tell us where you're from, and then kind of let us know how you've been using Canvas. And then, as always, we have our lovely Christy is going to moderate the chat today. So ask questions. We can always table it for later and get back to you via email if it's something that we're unsure of today. But just ask away, and we would love for this to be a back and forth conversation in the chat as we talk about our Canvas hacks. All right, so I'm going to start us out by talking about how to embed and duplicate, because we want Canvas to work for you. So we love, love, love templates. So I love creating templates, meaning templates are modules or assignments or pages or discussions that I've put into Canvas, but I did not publish for students to see. And usually I name them the word template. And so then I might put an agenda in there or just something that I'm using on a weekly basis. And then I can just duplicate, 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 because Canvas has the feature to be able to duplicate content once you have it in there. And so you can embed content such as an agenda from Canva. You can do something from Adobe Express. You can put in something like a Google slide or a Google Doc and embed all of that in there. And then each week, just duplicate it. And so let me explain what I'm talking about. So I'm going to head over to my Canvas course, and I'm going to come all the way down here to the bottom. So you see, I made a module, and remember to make a module, you come up here and click plus module. And I named the module template, do not publish, just so this reminds me if I get publish happy and I'm like, oh, I need to publish this and this and this for my students, I don't accidentally publish this one. And so in my template, do not publish, I've created an assignment template, a discussion template. I even made subheadings for my even and odd days so that all I have to do is come over here to my three dots and duplicate. And so it's so nice to just be able to duplicate and then drag my assignment where it goes, where I want whatever module I want it to be in after that. And so one way that I utilize the template page or the duplicate, like I told you earlier, I love to embed content. So I like to make content and then just make copies and edit it each week. So this is an example of an agenda I might do. So all this is I went, let me show you what I did. I added a page and I just edited the page. And on the page, I just typed text. I changed the color. I changed the heading size. I changed, I centered it. So just if you just want something basic. And then I just added a table and added things that I was doing that week. So I told the students when the odd days were, when the even days were, and then what we were doing. So if you just want to do something like that, and then all I would have to do is duplicate, make a copy, and then pull it to the next week. You could do this daily, you could do this monthly. I kind of like a week at a glance because that's manageable for me, but just depending on how you run your class. Something else you can do is this is an example of me adding in a Google Doc. So in my Google account, I made this cute little one pager where I put a cute little image, week of September 23, things I want the students to do, and then my table that I inserted. This is just a Google Doc that I could just make a copy and embed. And so the cool thing is I could keep adding to this one Google Doc and it's always going to be embedded in this page. And then finally, I'm actually going to get out of this view because I want to show you what a Canva looks like. So this is what a Google Doc looks like when it's embedded, or a slide deck will look similar. And then this is what Canva looks like. Look how pretty that is. And so it's very nice looking. And so what I would do in Canva is I would create this agenda and then I would keep adding a page on top. And so the students are only going to see my most recent page in Canva. And this is just a weekly agenda I found in Canva. I did not make this. All I did was add my date to it. I added the things that I needed my students to know or do for the week and added text boxes. That's it. I did no design. I have zero design ability. So Canva did it all for me. But now I have this here. So inside of my modules, once it's there, I'm just going to get my template at three dots, duplicate, and then it's going to say weekly agenda template copy. And so I'm going to three dots, edit it. And so I might say weekly agenda, September 23rd, update. And so now that's the agenda for the 23rd. And I'm going to bring it up to my first 9-week module. So there's my first 9-week module. And I always want to start out with my agenda. And then I would publish that content for my students. And so then my students can see my module. So these are the things that I want always to have as a template. And then I want to embed it and forget about it. And so just duplicating, embedding, and keeping on going. So again, I showed you that I create the pages and then I duplicate. So I really want you to think about your module as a whole. What is something you do every single week? And what can make it easier for you to make a template of it and then duplicate it? For example, if my lessons always have an objective, I always have something to engage, to explore, explain, elaborate, evaluate, then I can make this little page, I can make this page here or this assignment, and then I can continue to just duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. And remember to duplicate, you go to modules, you go to that assignment, and you just duplicate. And then it's going to say copy, three dots, I'm going to edit it, and then I'm going to name it the title of the assignment. So this is going to be Lab Safety Week 1, and then update. And so then once I've named it, I'm going to grab my little 6 dots over, or 8 dots. Those are 8 dots. Go me. Grab my 8 dots and I'm going to pull it up to my module. That is the first 9 weeks right under my weekly agenda. There's my lab safety for that week, and I'm going to publish it. And so it's that easy. And see, my assignment template is still there, but I'm just going to reuse and make things easier. So same thing, I've made a discussion. You can duplicate quizzes. So just think about something you use on a weekly or bi-weekly basis to where it's easy if you just make one and just keep copying it over and over and over again. So I really love making templates and just duplicate, move, and edit and move. I usually edit first and then move just because I will totally forget in the whole process. But you can have something that totally falls into what you like. You can even duplicate an entire module. So if you always have the weekly agenda up at the top, then you have an assignment, then you have a discussion, and you always want it to say even day, odd day, I can duplicate this entire module over and over and over again. And then it'll just say template do not publish copy, and you just go in there and edit. So I'd rather edit small things instead of rebuilding an assignment every time, rebuilding a discussion every time, et cetera, et cetera. So I hope that is a Canvas hack that you will take and use, because it is going to save you so much time. All right, and now Sandy is going to go over some gradebook hacks with you to simplify your life and save time if you are grading inside of Canvas. And I really hope you are, because Speed Grader is one of my favorite things in the gradebook.
Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to share some really cool gradebook hacks that I think will help simplify your view of the gradebook and also save you some time as well. So we're going to be looking at filters and looking at the gradebook, and you can filter by modules, due dates, sections, and we're also going to be looking about how you can color code the assignments, and it'll let you know about the status, whether it's a late assignment, a missing assignment, or an excused assignment. So I'm going to go into a gradebook. And this is just one that we kind of put together and put some sections in for training. But you can see that kind of when you look at your gradebook, there can be a lot depending on how many assignments that you have in the gradebook. And so what you can do is go up here to where it says apply filters. And we can click on filters. There's already some that are here for you, like sections. So many of your class periods were put into your Canvas course by sections. And so I can go into sections and I can see each class period is already separated, and I can click on it and it will bring up the students who are in, say, your first period class, your second period class. So you can filter down to your class period. They're just called sections in the grade book. You can also filter by modules if you just want to see the grades in a certain module. Once you click modules, it'll come up with the name of the module, and you can click on it to see what assignments are in there. And then to get rid of the filter, you could just click on it and say remove filter, and it will remove that filter, and then you have your whole gradebook back. Some other filters that you might have is assignment groups. Assignment groups is an assignments. Maybe you want to group all your discussions or your tests and your lessons together, or quizzes. There's ways to do that, and then you could just pull those grades up. You can also filter by if you want to see who turned in a late assignment or a missing assignment, or maybe you excused assignment, you can filter by those. And then there's also submissions, who submitted it. There are any ungraded submissions, that'll help you know, well, which submissions do I need to grade? So again, you can, there's several ways that you can filter that's already pre-done in Canvas. And again, you just click on apply filters. But one of the cool things is you can create and manage a filter. So if you click on this, then over to the right, you can click the down arrow and then you can name it. So let's say that you want to look at all the missing assignments from your first period. So you could name this first period missing assignments and choose your section, first period. Maybe you want to see all the modules, but if you just want to look at a certain module, you could choose a certain module. And then on submissions, you could choose missing. You could add dates if you wanted to, if you were looking at just your first 9 weeks or second 9 weeks, and then save it. And then it's there every time you go back. And so it will update. So you have it set your third week of the 9 weeks, you're looking at who's missing assignments. And then you could go back to maybe the 7th week in the 9 weeks and then click it again because you've saved it, and it will pull up those students who have missed assignments at that time. So that is a great option for you as well to create your own filters. The other thing that we're going to look at is color coding. As you notice right here, there are different color codes, and we're going to talk about what each one of those means. You can also see there's symbols here where there is this little page. That means that a student has submitted that assignment. It just hasn't been graded yet. And you can see the ones that are graded. And then also you can enter excused for a student. There's a couple ways to do that. One, you should be able just to click on the assignment and then type in EX. And it should say excused. Also, when you go to an assignment, you can click on this arrow that's right to the right of the grades. And this little window pops out on the right. You can enter a grade here, but also you can change the status of that assignment. Let's say a kid did turn it in late, Canvas counted it late, but there's a certain reason why it was late. And you don't want it to take off any points, so you can change it to none, and it will change the color of that. Or you can change it to an excused, and you can also leave it in a comment for that assignment as well. So some other features that we are going to see in the gradebook is we're going to look at some gradebook settings. So over here, we're going to click on the wheel. And when you open it, it comes to view options. So one thing that can help you is rearranging the order of assignments. So if you click this down arrow under Arrange By, you can arrange the assignments by alphabet, due date, oldest to newest, or module first to last. So it's really your preference. When I was a teacher, I like to do oldest to newest. So as I was grading, it started, in September, then went October, November as the grades were coming up for the students. But you might also want to do it by module as well. So you can rearrange your assignments based on your preference. Also, you notice that sometimes in your grade book, if you're looking at it, you'll have all your unpublished assignments. And I personally don't want to see unpublished assignments. So if you uncheck that box, you will not see those unpublished assignments, and it will clean up your grade book. You can click notes, and it will add a column for you to add notes. So you could enter your own notes about a student. Maybe something to help you remember, any accommodations that you might want to remember as you're grading. And then right down here is the status color, where you can change the color. You can see blue is late, red is missing, and you can go in and edit that color and make the colors whatever you choose for. One of the most exciting features that I like about the gradebook is if you have assignment on the 3 dots, there are several things that you can do here as well. You can go to speed grader. You can message students you can set a default grade, and it will give all the students the same grade. You can also go down here to grade posting policy, and you can change it to grade manually. That might be if you have a project and you want all the grades released at the same time with feedback, then it will hold all the grades until you release it. And the other thing is message students who, and this allows you to message students who have not submitted an assignment yet. It will pull all those students and you can message them, or you can message students that scored more than a certain grade or less than a certain grade. And you can also include observers in that. So one of the ways I like to use that is I like to, students that score maybe a good grade, I send them a really positive reinforcement. And then any students that scored less than a grade, I'm asking them to come in for tutorials. So those are a few things that you can do in the grade book to kind of organize and help you out. So Misty, I think the next part is to you.
You know, me talking while I'm muted. It's typical. You can't have a great meeting unless someone starts talking while you're muted. All right, so let's look at the hack of using Google Classroom, essentially, Google Assignments inside of Canvas. So we love sharing assignments. We love our Google products. So how can we fully utilize them inside of Canvas? And so I have the directions on this slide deck, which we're going to share with you at the end, but I'm actually going to walk through them with you live. So I'm going to go straight to my Canvas. So I'm going to start here in my modules. And I do want to show the difference. So I'm going to click on my assignment templates here, and I'm going to edit, because there are two ways you can add Google in here. So earlier with my agenda, I added Google by using this Google Drive icon here. And that's how I added my Google Doc or my slide deck that is my agenda each week. That's how I added that onto that page. Then I'm just going to keep duplicating it every time. But if you want, just like Google Classroom, where you assign them a slide deck or you assign them a Google Doc, and you want the students to each get a copy in their own drive, and then you want them to submit it back into Canvas, that's called a Google LTI within Canvas. So let me go back to my modules. And so I'm going to come up here to my first 9 weeks, and I'm going to click my plus sign. Every time I need to add something to Canvas, I'm going to go to my module and start there. So I need to add an assignment, and luckily assignment's right there with the drop down, and I'm going to create a new assignment. So I'm going to make sure it's highlighted. I'm going to come down here, and I've made Google LTI a million times. So let's say Google LTI 7, and I'm going to add it. And so I've added my assignment. Oh, we went to the bottom. Let's pull it up to the top. Okay. And so I'm going to click on my assignment. And I'm going to edit. And so up here, I'm going to make all my instructions. I'm going to add a video about the topic. I'm going to add my slide deck example. So up here is all the stuff, the information and resources I want my students to have. Pretend this is pretty and it looks good and I did a great job as a teacher. Then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to say, you know what, when the students turn this in, they can get 100. This is going to be a summative assignment because it's an end of whatever. But what you're really going to focus on is this part right here that says submission type. And so we are going to choose online or external tool submission type. So external tool is an LTI. So it's when you're bringing another tool inside of Canvas. And so that tool that we're going to bring in is Google. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click the word find. I actually don't type here. It's annoying because you still have to go find it anyway. So I click find. And then I just scroll down. I do want to show you there are some other really cool LTIs that we have, but I'm going to scroll down all the way till it says Google Assignments LTI 1.3. That's what I'm looking for. And so I'm going to click on that. And it's going to make me authenticate with my Google Drive. So yes, that's me. Hi. And then it's going to pop up. So attaching is where I've made an exemplar for the students that I wanted to make a copy of. If you click create, it's going to just make them a blank doc, slide, sheet, etc. So I like to attach something I've already made because I have the example. I want them to use my example. Maybe you formatted it, did something. So I'm going to be lazy and just put in my agenda there. And so you see it added that doc, and every student's going to get their own copy that they can then turn in. I like to grade it with Speed Grader, but if you are OG and you still like doing it in Google Assignments, you can definitely do that. But I definitely would start getting away from that for the day that you won't be able to grade it in there. So, but Speed Grader has some really neat things. And so then I'm going to come down here to the blue button and click Create. And I'm going to hide this because it is in my way. And so finally, the weird thing about this whole process is you have to actually dedicate and say, okay, yes, I for sure want to add this in. So they make you click select one more time. And so now I'm going to go assign it to people, give the due dates and all the things, and then I'm going to save and publish. And so what that's going to do is the students are going to get their Google LTI. They'll open the assignment. They'll see that Google Doc right there on their page. They can edit it there, or they can open it in Google Edit. And then there's going to be a submit button up here for them to submit it right back into Canvas. So it's really nice that I can still utilize all of my Google tools right there inside of Canvas. All right, Sandy, tell us some more information about Canvas Inbox. I'm really excited about this, the thought of students being able to message me right inside of Canvas, and I just have to go to one place to rule it all with the ring. No, I'm kidding. We're not doing LOTR right now.
All right, so you may find yourself where you're having to email your students within Canvas, and so Canvas has a great inbox that will allow you to message your whole class. You can add in parent observers, you can message an individual student, or all your classes at one time. And so I'm going to come into my Canvas, and the inbox is located on your left side in the global navigation bar. You can see that it will pop up if you have a message for you, like here's one saying I have a new message. So you can click on the inbox. It kind of has a split screen. And on the left side will show you all of the emails that you have in, messages that you have come in. And then over here, when you click on one, you can start to read the message. So you can filter up here at the top by all courses, or you can filter down to individual courses. You can also search your inbox. You can search for any unread messages to make sure that you're not missing anything. You can star messages, see what you've sent, archive. But here's my favorite thing. It's new that I wish I had like a couple years ago when I was a teacher, is I can search for submission comments. Now, these are the comments that are made on the individual assignments. If a student makes a comment on an individual assignment, it will appear here and you can find them. And I think that's great because you never knew when a student was going to be making a comment on a submission, but now this is where we can go find them. So to send a message, we just go click at the top here on the, looks like the paper with the pencil on compose a new message. And then we will select a course. So just to select the course that you'd like to send a message to. We can also select send an individual message to each student. Then over here, I would click, and then I would decide which teachers. Do I want to send it to each teachers in the whole class? Or I can go back and I could select all the students, or I can select one student or several students to send the message to. You can also click this to include the observers for that message. Then you would type in the subject line and then type in your message here. The great thing that they've added is that you can attach an assignment. So if you have a homework assignment or anything you want to attach to it, you can. But then you can also add an audio and video message as well. And that's just another way that you can communicate with your students and send. So here is a great resource to also communicate with your students, and your students can also communicate with you as well. They can send you messages back and forth through the Canvas inbox. All right, Misty, I'll send it back to you.
I did it again. Oh, let me get through her. I was totally talking and having a great time. So even more hacks. So many people, they'll open their Canvas one day and Canvas decided to do some spring cleaning. And they're like, wait, where are the courses that I had on my dashboard? What's going on? What's happening? And so we don't know why Canvas does that. It's truly like they're doing spring cleaning of your dashboard, but they didn't talk to you about it. And so you have the ability, let me go to my dashboard. This is actually the 5/8 view, but I could also go back to the normal view. So here's my dashboard here. Did you know you can tell Canvas which courses you want to show up here? I actually need to do some spring cleaning and unstar some courses because I have way too many things showing here. So you're going to come over here to the left side, whether it says courses or whether it says subjects. So courses or subjects, and you're going to click on it. And when you click on it, you have the ability to click on all courses or all subjects. So when you click on that, you're going to get a page view of all of your courses from the past, present, and future. And so what we're going to do is over here on the left side, you see how I have some things starred. Well, there are some things I don't want to see anymore. So if I don't want to see this Illuminate book study, I'm going to deselect the star and it's no longer going to show on my dashboard. And so that's really nice when I only want to see certain things and I want to take off certain things. Make sure you do come down here to the unpublished courses. So see all the over here, it says no. So if you don't want to see these on your dashboard anymore, you can come over here and deselect the stars and it'll no longer show on your dashboard. And then make sure you click the stars next to the Canvas courses you want to show on your dashboard. And there is a limited number. I don't remember off the top of my head. You could Google it. You can only have so many on your dashboard. So if you get star happy and everyone's a star, you're a star, I'm a star, we're all stars. But this is a great also place if you're a fall spring course, your fall course is going to go away in December. And so you come in here to access your course. It never really goes away. So here's my past ones. And then I would just make a copy of this course into my spring course. Or yeah, make a copy, send it over. All right. So if you didn't know, clicking on courses, or subjects, all subjects, and then you can star the ones you want to see on your dashboard and unstar the ones that you're tired of looking at. Do not unstar Aries. I saw you. You were looking at it. You still need that one because that's going to tell you how to load your grades in a couple of weeks. All right. My other Canvas hack is sections. So when Aries sends over your Canvas courses, they put your students in sections or periods. Or if you have a co-teach section or a special population of students, you get maybe 2 sections for first period. So in that case, Canvas sent over those sections. And so let me go to our sandbox because we've made it very pretty. And if you are in your back end, so in 5/8 view, you have to click on Manage Subject. If you come over here to Settings at the bottom left, you can click right here where it says Sections, and you can see your sections. And so if their pencil is there, that means that I've created it. Since we don't have rostered classes, Aries doesn't send us anything, so we had to pretend and make our own. So you'll see I have sections for all the periods that are assigned to me, but then I made my own sections for my students that need accommodations. So to make your own section, you're going to come up here to a new section, and I'm going to say extra time times 2, because maybe I have some students that need extra time, but then I have students with an IEP that need even more time. So I'm going to add that section, click plus section. And then when I click into that section, I can add students to that section. So I can edit my section. and I can have it when it started here. I can do all that. And I think actually I can't do that right now because I don't have real students in this course. So you can add students to your sections. And then the cool thing is when you are assigning an assignment. So let me go to my module. Let me go to, Explorers of Texas quiz. That's cool. Let's not do a quiz though. Oh, here's a Google. Oh, let's not do that either. I need a really easy assignment. Let's do this one. So I'm going to come to this assignment and I'm going to assign it, and watch this. I can click and type read aloud, and there's my read aloud section. And then I can do everyone else. So isn't that cool? It's going to tell my read aloud. So here's my read aloud section, and they get it starting today, but they don't have it due until 2 weeks from now. So then I'm going to click add again, and then I'll do everyone else. They get it today, but they have to have it due by next Wednesday. And so you can differentiate that your assignments like that. This is also how you could have one assignment for one group of kids and assign it to them and not assign it to everyone else. And so when the kids see it in their Canvas and they click on it, nothing happens. Like it opens and there's like a wah or a lock, and so it's not assigned to them. But then they click on the other assignment and it opens, and that's their assignment for that week. So just some really cool hacks to make your life easier. So you can create your own sections. The biggest thing, friends, please, 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 I don't think you have the ability, but just in case you do, never, ever, ever delete a section that Aries has sent over to you. I'm not saying that we can't get it back, but there could be a possibility, and that would be a really rough life. That would definitely be a hard knock life after that. I just watched Andy the other day, but that would not be fun to not be able to get your sections of students, maybe an entire period of students. But you can, if you've created one, you can always edit it, and you can always delete it if it was something you created. But if it is a school created one, please, please, please don't mess with those. I hope that you're going to use sections somehow, some way in your life. They are fabulous. I like to use them for my differentiation. I even use it because I had a group of students that needed extra stuff. Like they just needed some extra projects. And so I didn't want to assign it to everybody, but some of my students that needed that extension. All right. All right. Anything that you have questions on in Canvas? We have about 5 minutes, and we could definitely answer any questions, any burning questions. And even if you have some questions that maybe we can't get to in 5 minutes, at least we have a bank of questions to get back to you tomorrow for via email, or maybe send you some help docs, anything like that. So let us know in the chat. Is there anything that a burning question you've had about Canvas? And maybe we have a hack for that. I'm all about duct taping things, friends. Like, give me some duct tape, give me some hacks. I want to make your life easier as being in the classroom. So definitely put those in the chat. And then my lovely friends will let me know. Also, if you are not following us, if you're like, oh my gosh, Misty, I really didn't even know about this cool YouTube live thing until like a couple of days ago. We definitely invite you to follow us on social media. If you are not a social media person, respect. But if you at least want to follow our YouTube channel, and you can get alerts on when the next one's coming up. Also, if you would like a copy of this slide deck, we've made a bit.ly. It's just bit.ly/capital H hack, capital C Canvas 24. And so this will get you this slide deck. But we are always available for you for educational technology. We also have a website that we will stick this slide deck on the Canvas side of it, the button Canvas, at www.kellerisd.net/KIC. So as always, we are so excited you were here with us today. And we usually have these once a month or every other month. So look for our next one coming up in the next month. And we're super excited to hear you back again. And then this always lives on our YouTube channel. So this is actually is recorded. It's going to be posted. So if you're like, oh my gosh, EdTech was amazing last night on their YouTube Live. You need to go watch it. So definitely go to our YouTube channel. It's going to live there. Plus, guys, we've had Canvas for a super long time, and we've done a lot of Canvas YouTube Lives. So definitely go back through our playlist. There's some really good Google stuff in there. Some great Seesaw stuff. So just stuff for all teachers and all of our resources on our YouTube channel. So definitely check that out.
All right, Misty, Sandy.
Any questions?
No questions in the chat. Oh, wait, maybe one just came in. Immersive Reader seems to read everything on the screen before reading the question on a Canvas quiz. Am I doing something incorrectly?
I do know that Immersive Reader on quiz is a little funky. Christy, can you take that name down and we can research that and figure out why Immersive Reader on quizzes is being finicky? That is a great question. I don't think you're doing anything wrong.
Great. Thanks, Misty. Other than that, we haven't had any questions come in, but lots of love in the chat today.
Awesome. We are so excited you were here. Again, let your friends know to go to our YouTube channel. And we would love to share this with everybody. We'll also send this out just to remind people in case they want some cool Canvas hacks. Canvas hacks. No, I'm kidding. Canvas hacks in the future. And if that is it, we will definitely see you later. So I am going to maybe stop sharing if I can find it. There we go. Or maybe not. I've lost my controls. And we will call it a day.